So children, I hope the topic is clear in your mind with the help of the diagram that I made for you, and the concept of the great bath, the houses and the sewer system is clear to you. Next we come to the next topic or heading of the chapter, which is the social life of the Harappan people. So, first of all, we need to understand that the social life of the Harappan people. For that, the Harappan people, they had divided their civilization into basically three ruling class or categories. So, the first ruling class, what was it? As you can guess by the name, the first ruling class, it consisted of the priest who used to perform the worshipping of God and various other religious rituals, and the rich merchants, that is the rich traders. They used to live in the upper part of the town, that is the citadel. Then comes the second ruling class. So, the second ruling class used to live in the lower part of the town. It consisted of small traders or small merchants and artisans, craftsmen and common people. And the last and the third ruling class they consisted of the laborers. These people were basically not allowed to enter the citadel area, and they had to either live at the outskirts or the outer portions of the city, or outside the lower portion of the city. So they were not allowed to enter the area where these priests and rich traders used to live and do their business. So in these three categories or these three ruling classes, the the Harappan people were socially categorized and divided. After this categorization, we come to the next heading, that is what kind of food was being consumed by the people of the Harappan civilization. So their food habits were quite similar to what we have. Now I am listing out here a few food items which were consumed by the people of Harappan civilization at that time. The most important one was wheat and barley. It was used to make bread for their daily consumption. Just like we have chapati, so it is also known as bread in various communities, and they used to make their own form of daily use consumption bread. Then next, they also ate fruits such as bananas. Commonly, they used to have bananas and pomegranates. Apart from this, they also used to have some other important food items which I am listing down now, such as rice, pulses, then peas, then mustard, then linseed, sesame, etc. So you see that these are those items which we also consume in our daily life. So these were some of the food items or food habits of the people belonging to Harappan civilization. Now let's come to know what did they used to wear. Even we people are very much fond of jewelries and beautiful clothes, right? So the men, they used to wear a dhoti accompanied with a shawl. And what did the women used to wear? The women used to adorn themselves with beautiful designed skirts which was hand painted by the natural pigments or sewn together, and they used to accompany it with shawls wrapped up around their shoulders very beautifully. And in jewelry, they used to wear different types of jewelry items such as headbands, then wristbands, then armlets, bracelets, earrings, etc. And do you know, children, that even in that era, they used to make their jewelry out of metals such as gold, silver, and even terracotta clay, and they used to decorate it with different types of semi-precious stones that were naturally found around them. So they were quite advanced people who had the lifestyle belonging to what we have, almost to what we have in today's time. So this was in summary about the social life of the Harappan people. So I told you about their food habits, their clothing habits, the different ruling classes in which they were categorized, and how did they used to spend their lives according to it, and in which part did they used to live in the city. Now we come to the economic life of the people. Economic life means how did they used to earn money and earn livelihood and survive in the city. Okay children, so now we come to the next heading, that is economic life. Here I have made a diagram of a seal which was found from the excavation of the Harappan civilization. As you can see that it has a symbol or a picture of an animal which resembles like an ox. And here are some symbols which are written or encarved as found in the seal. So the historians are not able to discover what is it written, but this form of symbolic writing is known as a pictograph script. It is known as a pictograph script writing. It was written by the scribes, who were the people who used to help in the making of the seals. Now seals were a very important discovery which was ever made by the archaeologists in relation to the Harappan civilization. Because the seals were used in the trade as well as they also represent the artistic skills of the people of that era. Plus it also shows their culture, their beliefs as well as their religious beliefs through the seals. Now what was the purpose of these seals? Seals, they were basically used for during the trade. They had mainly three uses. First of all, they were used for trade. Then they were used for stamping of goods. Just like we use a stamp or seal to mark the symbol of any particular business or particular logo. Similarly, the goods were stamped with the help of the seals when they were being transferred from one village to another village, or when they had to be transported from one market to another with the purpose of sale. Then thirdly, it was used as identity cards by the people. It was used as the identity card of the people belonging to a particular village. And sometimes it was also used as the amulets by the people, because they had a belief that the seals used to protect them or could protect them from the evil spirits. So it has various uses according to the beliefs of the people. Now what activities did they followed for earning money? First of all, they did cattle rearing, and secondly the most important activity they did was farming or agriculture. So farming, first of all, when the early men had started to grow crops, he accidentally learned how to grow crops from nature only. Then he started to grow crops for his own consumption. Gradually, when the village communities or the tribal communities they developed into bigger towns and cities, the farming activity became the primary occupation of the majority of the people, and they started to grow crops with the purpose of selling them in the market. So farming was a very important activity and is still now. Till now we consider agriculture as the backbone of our country even, because without agriculture we will be without food. So farming has been one of the most important activity, or you can say the major important activity since the ancient time period. Cattle rearing, in cattle rearing, animals like cows, goats, they were kept for their milk and sometimes for their meat as well. It was also sold in the market or to other people, and in return they used to have money which was used by them in further purchase or sale. Then now after this we come to our very second last topic of the chapter, which is the religious belief of the Harappan people. So let's do it now. Alright, so children, so here I have listed down some of the religious beliefs that were believed and followed by the people of Harappan civilization. First of all, we see they worshipped Pashupati, that is Lord Shiva. Pashupati was a form of Lord Shiva which was known to have 3 heads. They had an immense belief in Lord Shiva and they used to worship him. Then they worship trees and animals. They also considered some of the trees and animals as well as birds very sacred or holy. In trees they considered the peepal tree as holy tree, and in animals they considered the animal ox and cow as a holy animal, as well as in birds they considered the bird dove as a symbol of peace and prosperity. And then they perform cremation. When any member of their family or any person in the civilization died, they used to perform cremation, that is burning the dead body on the pyre of logs or wood, and then releasing their ashes in the holy river. So they used to perform all these rituals, and sometimes they also buried the dead body of the dead person beneath the layer of the earth in their graves, and used to keep several items or materials belonging to the dead person's daily life, which used to be his or her favorite, because they believed in the afterlife and they considered that maybe the person even after his death may require those objects in his next life. Lastly, they believed in ghosts and spirits. So they also believed in ghosts and spirits, and they believed that if the person dies and his wish or any desire is unfulfilled, then he may return and may not be completely free from the cycle of his death and rebirth, and may return for fulfilling his wishes either in the form of spirit or in any other form. So they used to wear amulets to ward off even evil spirits. So these were some of the religious beliefs that they used to have. Now we come to the very last heading of our chapter, that is the end of Harappan civilization. Now we'll discuss about some of the points as to how the Harappan civilization ended. That have been assumed by the archaeologists as the the real reason is still not known. First of them was they assumed that maybe a natural calamity, that is the earthquake or either flood, had occurred all of a sudden, which may have wiped out the whole of the population of the civilization at once. Though the reason is still not clear, I am again telling you children, but these reasons are just assumed and guessed by the archaeologists. Second reason they guessed was the spread of any epidemic. Epidemic means it's a disease which spread at a large level within a short period of time and causes the death of the people. So they assume that any epidemic such as plague or smallpox or any other deadly epidemic may have causing the population of the Harappan civilization to diminish or to be wiped out all of a sudden. Then they assume that maybe River Indus changed its course and turned into a desert, causing the people of the Harappan civilization to move from that place to somewhere else. So maybe they migrated. So next assumption was migration. And lastly, they assumed that maybe they were invaded and attacked by the invaders. So they thought that maybe people from another community or either tribe or any dynasty, they may have invaded their civilization forcefully and killed all of them, leaving no one to survive. So these were some of the reasons which have been listed down by the archaeologists as the reasons for the end or decline of the Harappan civilization. So this was all about this chapter, children. I hope this is clear to you. Thank you and have a good day.